Switchcraft is recorded live 3 times a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern and on Saturday whenever I can get around to it. You can tune in live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. This episode of Switchcraft is brought to you by John Nicholson. Support Switchcraft and my other content over at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. There's my mouse. And we will name that patron. Save. $193. Episode 193 of Switchcraft is brought to you by OP Seat. Head on over to runjumpstomp.com/OP Seat to directly support the show and get a fantastic gaming chair that will support you. I'm sitting in one right now and it's fantastic. Sponsor. You know, I may want to redo that. Let me just go over to opseat.com and check something. Yes, okay. I want to redo that. Switchcraft episode 193 is also brought to you by OP Seat. Head on over to runjumpstomp.com/OP Seat to directly support the show and get a chair that will support you. I'm sitting in one right now and it's fantastic. And right now they are having their summer sale, so you can get $50 off any chair that you buy over at OP Seat. Again, that's runjumpstomp.com/OP Seat. There we go. Sponsor. Whoops. No. Save. All right, Captain Logan. See you later, man. If you guys don't know, Captain Logan does a podcast about Sea of Thieves, that Xbox pirate game. So if you click on his name in chat, you can follow him on Twitch, and then you'll find out more about it there. Okay. All right. Before we get started on the news today, I just want to share something with you guys. We are doing a giveaway so that you can get $60 worth of eShop credit. We're doing this because I recently hit 200,000 downloads of the podcast in just 4 months. That number absolutely blows me away, and I'm really, really appreciative of everybody that's listened or watched live or emailed or chatted or joined the Discord, all that stuff. And as a thank you to you guys, I'm doing a giveaway for $60 of eShop credit. It'll probably be a $50 card and a $10 card, because when I thought of this, I figured, oh, of course there'll be a $60 card, but there's not. So I'll have to do it in 2 cards. If you want to join the giveaway, just head on over to runjumpstomp.com/giveaway, and you can sign up over there. If you are following me on Twitter, you get like bonus entries. Same thing with subscribing on YouTube and following on Twitch and retweeting the tweet. If you are doing those things, you can get entered in. Just check out the giveaway. And speaking of giveaways, we've got episode 200 of the podcast coming up very soon. And in honor of this, a listener who goes by Kill the Chickens on Twitter, they offered up a $20 eShop gift card to a random person who is in the chat watching live during episode 200. So make sure that you follow at Kill the Chickens over on Twitter, and it's at KILLTHECHKNS. And tell them thank you for supporting the show, because that's awesome. So again, when we're recording episode 200, be here for the episode, and you might win $20 of eShop gift card. There we go. We'll say giveaway. And by the way, Vaxxer already figured out that there was a an exclamation point 200 for that. Check your calendar. When is episode 200? I don't know when episode 200 is going to be. I thought it was going to be, we're on, I don't know. It all depends on what happens. I don't want to say a specific date and then have something change so that it's not there. Okay? But if we continue on the normal schedule, then there you go. However, we might have bonus episodes due to E3. So I don't want to say when. It's just going to be episode 200 when the universe allows. All right. And it is warm in here. So I am going to turn up the air conditioning. Don't tell my wife. Although she can just open up her phone and see that I've done it. Or I guess, would it be turn up the air conditioning or turn down the air conditioning? I don't know. All right. Oh, you know what's going to happen, Vaxxer. All right, the big news for today is that the Mario Tennis Aces tournament demo is now live. I want to talk about my experience with the game so far. So yesterday, I mixed up AM and PM, and I thought that the US or the North American version of the demo would be live at 9 a.m. my time, but it was actually not live until 9 p.m. So yesterday I got done with work, I came home, I downloaded the European version, hoping to see if that would change it for me, and sure enough, I was able to play. However, I experienced a ridiculous amount of lag. Like it was basically unplayable. I played like 2 or 3 matches before I gave up and decided to stream some Hyrule Warriors instead, which, by the way, I still love that game. So I kind of had given up on Mario Tennis Aces, and I figured, well, I'll try it again tonight at 9 p.m. when I can download the North American client and see how that works. So I deleted the demo. I went into the eShop, downloaded the North American client, and at 9 o'clock, I turned on the game and played it, and I didn't have the same issues. However, it really depended on who I was playing against. So I'm going to get all of the bad stuff out of the way first, and then after that, I'm going to talk about the good stuff. The big thing about this game that is a huge detractor for me is it doesn't seem like Nintendo has dedicated servers for this game. And that is a problem because that means somebody is going to have an advantage over other people. Basically, it looks like, and I could be wrong about this, but it looks like this is a peer-to-peer network. So if I am playing a game, there's a chance that either I'm hosting it or you're hosting it, depending on who. I think it like flips a coin. So if whoever's hosting it is going to have a ping of 0 and whoever's not hosting it is going to have a higher ping, so they will have a slight disadvantage. Now, one thing that I think that they did right to combat this issue is whenever you are playing against somebody online, it brings their character up on screen and it shows you like cell phone bars, like how good of a connection are you two people going to have. And for the most part, anytime that it said that I had a good connection with somebody, I would have a stable connection through the whole match. And Nintendo allows you to say, it comes up, it says, do you want to play against this person? And if you look at how many bars they have, you could just say, you know what, no, I don't want to play against this person. And so I would hit a button and it would kick me out of the tournament, but I would be able to rejoin the tournament exactly where I was and play against somebody else, which I think is a really good thing. What I would prefer to happen instead is have a button that I can hit and have it just say, no, find another player. So it would just say, no, I'm not going to play with them. Let's find somebody else. And then when their connection comes up, then we're in business. So lag aside, if you get a good connection with somebody, then the game is fantastic. I have had a lot of fun. I streamed it for 3 hours this morning before I went and took care of lawn stuff. And I had an absolute blast. There were tons and tons of moments where I was on the edge of my seat wondering, am I going to win this round? Am I going to lose this round? Are they going to break my racket? Should I try and block, or should I just let it go by? There's a lot of risk versus reward decisions that get made in this game, and I had an absolute blast playing it. The graphics are fantastic. The gameplay is absolutely fast and frenetic, and there is definitely a skill to the game. As far as how far I got in the game, I got to the end of a tournament once. I never once won a tournament, but I got the end to a tournament once and lost against Bowser. And I thought for sure that like that was going to be like maybe Bowser was OP or something. But then I played another Bowser, lost against him, and I was like, oh no. But then I played against a Bowser and won. So I think it was just that person playing was really good. Let's see. Snake Eyes 097 says, I blocked a special shot last night and I felt really cool. Yes, this game does a great job of making you feel like you are incredibly skilled at the game. And I am a big fan of Mario Tennis. Now, I think that Nintendo getting ready to charge us for their online play and not having dedicated servers for this game is a massive mistake on their part, and I also feel like it's almost it borders on insulting. The fact that they aren't going to have dedicated servers for this game. Maybe they don't have dedicated servers for the demo, but you would think with the game launching on June 26th, and by the way, you can pre-order it. Follow a link in the show notes. I've got a link to Amazon where you can pre-order the game. You would think with the game launching on June 22nd that they would have had that worked out. But I feel like what I'm just going to do when I play the game is I'm just going to have a rule when it comes up. If do you want to play against this person and they have 1 or 2 bars on their Wi-Fi signal strength indicator, whatever it is, I'm just going to say no, and I'll only play against people who have 3, 4, or 5 bars. And I think that if I do that, then, and that's kind of what I did for the second half of my 3-hour stream, I felt like that worked really, really well. Now, I didn't play this in handheld at all. I don't think I want to. I was playing with the Pro Controller, and I was having a lot of fun. But since we are talking about Mario Tennis, I did a poll this morning, and I tweeted it out, and I am curious as to what you guys think. The poll on Twitter says, now that the tournament demo is here for Mario Tennis on Nintendo Switch, what do you think of the game? Reply with your reasons and who you've been playing as. By the way, I've been playing as Yoshi, and I think that he is my favorite. Either Yoshi or Toad, although there's a lot more characters that are not unlocked yet. So far, 62% said that they love the game. 23% said that they love the game, they hate the lag. 0% voted for that they hate it, and 15% of people were indifferent. So it looks like the game is getting pretty good feedback. I just think that the lag is definitely something that Nintendo needs to fix. T. Mussington in chat says that handheld can be madness. I've tried and failed miserably. Vaxer does not like that I like Toad. And T. Mussington says Team Waluigi. If we look at the tweets that people have looked or that have replied, they say William Burke says, I think I've learned that I don't like cartoony tennis. Oh well. And Julian Sharp says, it is okay. I don't love it or hate it. I'm looking forward to the simple rules mode and the story mode. I also ran into lag. I will probably buy it. And we just got another vote. It's now down to 33% say love it and hate the lag, and 53% say love it. But so far, nobody hates the game. So I guess it's got that going for it. All right, let me save. Call this tennis. Well, okay. Carlito, I'm curious about this. So you say it's harder when the gyro's on, but the gyro really only affects anything when you are. Oh, okay. So here, let's talk about this. So when you're playing Mario Tennis, if you are in the star, and this is only for the live streamers or the people on YouTube because I'm not recording this right now. If you are in the star and you hit the R button, you can do a special shot where you point to where you want the ball to go to. It's actually pretty cool, although I was having trouble pulling it off. Sometimes I'd hit the button and it wouldn't work, and I wasn't sure if maybe there was something I wasn't quite placed right or something like that. But anyway, you can aim either with gyroscope controls or with the stick. Now, the problem with playing in handheld, Carlioto says it's called Super Shot. All right, thank you. But the problem with playing in handheld is when you're using the gyroscope to aim, you might be tilting the controller or the entire screen away from you. Now you can't quite see it, so that kind of becomes a problem. So for me, I won't be playing it in handheld mode. This is definitely a game where I'm going to be using either the Joy-Cons in the grip or with the Pro Controller, but playing handheld really isn't something that I'm interested in. This seems like a game where I'm going to be playing it for a very extended period of time, and if I'm out and about, I probably wouldn't want to play one game of tennis because I want to keep playing it. So I'll probably be skipping the handheld mode and focusing mostly on docked, but if you can turn off gyroscope control if you don't like that type of aiming. I find that it makes it really, really fast to pick your shot. And when you're doing your super shot, when you're aiming, the faster you aim and then shoot, the more energy you'll have left over afterwards. So it's important to be able to do that quickly. Oh, okay. I looked over to turn off recording, but I wasn't recording that part. All right. All right, here we go. Let's open up this. Nightcrawler 724. I think the learning curve is a little like Rocket League. It gets easier the longer you play. I totally agree. You start to get into the zone. You start to understand the what's the word I'm looking for? The timing of things a lot better. I was having so much fun playing earlier. I can't wait to play that game some more. All right, let's record the next segment. Let me grab a drink first. Look, Mario's watching me. Don't look at me, plumber. He's like, what are you saying about my game, man? Thanks for the host, Wyvern Ripsnarl. I appreciate it. And Nightcrawler, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Nerd Nest. Wyvern says, my Splatoon 2 amiibo have been pre-ordered. Oh, that's awesome, Wyvern. Congrats. All right, so it seems like this is all anyone can talk about, myself included. I keep talking about it on the show, and that is Fortnite for the Switch. It seems like a foregone conclusion that the game is coming to the Switch, and especially now, yesterday around 5 in the morning, right before I started my morning workout, I was putting my shoes on and reading things on the internet, and I saw that Fortnite for Switch has now been rated by the Korean Game Ratings Board. So you can see this over at my website, or you could just follow the link to the show notes to get there. But they are saying that it is rated for people 12 and up, and I don't think that we would be seeing this if it wasn't something that was definitely going to happen. Now, honestly, if Fortnite for Switch does not get announced at E3, I'm going to be completely surprised. Like, this seems like a shoe in the bag. That's not the phrase. Well, it doesn't matter. It's the phrase now. It seems like a shoe in the bag. I don't know what's the phrase. It doesn't matter. Moving on. So it's definitely something that we're going to see. I'm saying 99% positive that we will find out about Fortnite on Nintendo Switch and it's been rated, so that's good news. For those of you that don't play Fortnite, you know, I was kind of ignoring the game myself because it's just so big, and I was saying, like, how good could it be? And my son had been playing a lot of it, and he had been asking me to play, and I kept saying, no, I don't like Fortnite. No, I don't like Fortnite. I don't want to play Fortnite. Leave me alone about Fortnite. You're obsessed with Fortnite. Shut up about Fortnite. And finally, I said, "All right, I'll play." So he and I both have PS4, and we joined up together, and we were playing Fortnite. And the first probably 2 or 3 matches, I was miserable, and after that, something just clicked, and I started to have a lot more fun with it. And he and I have had a blast. I even did a stream where it was me and him and Zap and Mikey be playing, who's a regular listener, joined us as well, and we never won, and I've never completely won a game of Fortnite. I came in second place a couple times, and my son and I came in second place on duos a bunch of times. But for the most part, it's just I lose and I lose and I lose. But I keep going back to play more, and that tells me that it's a really, really good game. I'm having a lot of fun playing Fortnite. And we were having a conversation about this in the Discord. And if you haven't joined the Discord yet, you should, over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. But we were talking about this in the Discord, and I said, I don't really care if it comes to the Switch. I mean, I want it to come to the Switch because a lot of people want it on the Switch, and I want people to have the games that they want on the platform that they want to play it on. But I said to myself, I'll probably just stick with the PS4 because I'm having fun there, and I don't really see anything that would add to it. And then I can't remember who said it in chat, or not in chat, but in the Discord, but they completely changed my mind. They turned me around. They said, what if it has gyroscopic aiming? And that's something that, even though the PS4 controller, this thing has I'm holding it up for those of you who are just listening. This thing has a gyroscope in it, and for some reason Epic Games did not include gyroscopic aiming in the PS4 version of it. And I love gyroscopic aiming, and I think it would make me a lot better at the game because I prefer that method of aiming. Now, the thing about I'm not sure why nobody's using it on PS4. It has it built in. You can use it in the chat function to aim at the letters that you want to type. But like I recently played Disco Dodgeball on the Nintendo Switch, and I also played it on the PS4, and the Switch version has gyroscopic aiming. The PS4 version doesn't. And I'm not sure if that's because Nintendo has done a much better job than Sony at implementing an easy to use API for the motion controls, or not. I really don't know, but I think that I really wish that they would do that on PS4. But that being said, if it comes out on the Switch, I'll probably be playing it on the Switch because that's where I'll be able to use the motion controls to do the aiming. Not motion controls where you swing your hands around like a maniac, but for aiming, it's just so much better than just using the right stick. But anyway, the next thing that I wonder about Fortnite is, will they be bringing the game to the Switch as just the Save the World version? All right. So if I look at what they said on the website here, where is it? There we go. It says, the game description translates to a third-person shooter action Nintendo Switch game that collects resources and builds defensive fortresses to stop monsters. So they're definitely going to have the Save the World version in there. But it doesn't say anything about the 100, the Battle Royale mode, or the 100-man player versus player mode. So I can't imagine Epic bringing Fortnite to the Switch with only the Save the World mode. They would have to have the PvP mode, because that PvP mode, that's their bread and butter. That's where people are playing. And I know that the game started out as just this tower defense kind of game, and it evolved into this battle royale, basically ripping off PUBG. which is funny because PUBG is suing them for copying their game. That's like Mortal Kombat being sued by Capcom for making a fighting game. It's just kind of silly in my opinion. But anyway, if we don't see Fortnite for the Switch, I will be completely surprised. If we do see Fortnite for the Switch and it doesn't have the PvP mode, I will be completely surprised. So I am here to tell you, 99% sure, we're going to see Fortnite. It's going to have Battle Royale, and it's also going to have the Save the World mode. There's going to be a physical copy that you can buy, and you'll also be able to get it digitally for free without the Save the World mode. That's what I am guessing. That's one of my E3 predictions. So does that mean they finished single player mode? You know what, Vaxxer? I don't know if that means it's finished. Fortnite question, cross network. Well, right now, Wyvern Ripsnarl, you can play. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Let me. Holy cow! Link 31254 just resubbed with Twitch Prime for 11 months in a row. There we go. Got my hat on. Thank you so much for that subscription. Link 31254, 11 months in a row. So let me go back and I want to record this. All right, let's take a look at what chat says. Here we say, Vaxxer says touchpad is greater than motion controls. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean the touchpad in the middle? I can't reach that comfortably, so I would say no. I disagree there. T. Mussington says, I feel like the Battle Royale will be DLC, if anything. I feel like the Battle Royale will not be DLC. It will come for free. Vaxxer wants to know if they finished the single player mode. I don't know if they finished the single player mode, but I think that the single player mode is, honestly, at this point, it's an afterthought. Very few people really even care about it. Let's see. Wyvern Ripsnarl says, Fortnite question, will it have cross network? Okay. So that's a great question because, like, the other day when I was playing with Zap and my son and Mikey B playing, Zap, my son, and I were all playing on PS4, and Mikey B playing was playing on his PC, and we were able to invite him because Mikey B playing and I became Epic friends, and Epic is the name of the company that makes the game. And like that worked flawlessly. I mean, Mikey couldn't hear us talking. Myself, my son, and Zap were all talking using the PS4 chat system, and Mikey was not on a PS4, so he couldn't join in on that, which ended up with him getting killed by a pink bear. It was hilarious. But I think that we'll definitely see crossplay between the Switch and the Xbox and the PC. I don't think that we will see crossplay between the PS4 and any of the others except for PS4 and PC. And that's because Sony, as they've been real jerks about this, and they've just not been willing to share. They've been sitting there twisting their mustache and being absolute jerks about it. Now, Vaxxer is mad at me because I said that nobody cares about single player, and he cares about single player. And I understand that. But you are in a very small minority, Vaxxer. So I feel like the single players, I'm sure it's as done as it's going to get because they are diverting any and all resources away from single player and to the Battle Royale because that's where they're making their money, and they are making a lot of money. And when it comes to the Switch, they're going to make a whole lot more. There we go. Let me bridge those two together. Sorry, Vaxxer. I know, you're so mad about that. Let me scroll back. Where is it? Ah, there we go. I need to check this real quick. Predictions. All right, let's take a look at what chat... All right, let me just... delete that. That's one of my E3 predictions. All right, let's take a look at what chat said. There we go. Perfect. Mute. Back. All right, that needs to be a quote. Quote, add RJS ruining hopes and dreams since 2018 at Vaxor _. Did I do it right this time? Yes. Snake Eyes says Sony doesn't have to play nuts because they're on top this console generation. To be honest, I don't see Microsoft offering up characters and being all gung-ho on crossplay if the Xbox One did better. You know what? You're right. I understand why Sony's doing that. And I also think you're right. The Xbox One would not be, if that was on top this generation, they would be the ones being the jerks. However, now that it's starting to happen a lot more, like we're seeing it with Rocket League, we're seeing it with Fortnite, we're seeing it with other stuff. Now that that's starting to happen, I feel like I feel like console makers, like they're going to start to run into PR issues if they're getting in the way, especially because Sony's ridiculous reason was, we have to protect our players from those jerks on a Nintendo console or from those jerks on an Xbox console. For one, on an Xbox has the best way to like lock down your system. They have the most restrictions on how you can use Xbox Live. And if anything, if I had to pick one, and don't tell my son this because he wants an Xbox and I keep telling him no. If I had to pick one console that if a parent came up to me and said, which console should I get for my kid? I really want to have good parental controls. I would say 100% without a doubt, get an Xbox because that has the best parental controls. Nintendo and Sony, they're kind of even on the parental controls. I think Sony's is actually a little easier to use than Nintendo's. But Nintendo has pretty good parental controls as well. But Xbox has the best ones. Vactor says I would pick PlayStation rather than Xbox. I just feel like there's way more controls for the Xbox. I can say, okay, you can play between these times, and you can only play for this long at a time. And if you want to play more, just hit a button, and it will send me an email, and I can approve or deny it. All that stuff, it makes it a lot better. So for me, I think that the Xbox wins there, although I don't have an Xbox. I'm just going on what I see from my, because I use the parental controls on my son's computer. Snake Eyes says, for the record, I'm pro crossplay. I think if Sony thought it would sell more units, they'd do it, but right now they see it either as a boost to the other systems and not theirs. For me, Snake Eyes, first off, I totally understand that you're just playing devil's advocate, and I agree with you that this is the reason that they're doing it. But I think that they would get a lot of PR, very good PR and goodwill from the gaming community if they would get out of their own way and stop thinking, hey, we're on the top, we don't have to work with anyone. And just say, you know what? We're going to do the right thing here, the thing that is best for the consumer. Because right now they're doing what's best for Sony. And I understand that as a publicly traded company, that's their job. But they would do much better if they would just say, we're going to do what's best for the consumer and do crossplay. Because it's easy. Just do it. Just do it, Sony. Helsing Interviews 1. Welcome to the Nerd Nest, man. High five. All right. Let's see. Where are we here? Okay. All right. One more quick story before we get on out of here. We've got that Pokemon Quest, which I downloaded and played a little bit on the first day, and I haven't gone back to since. Not that it's a bad game. It just doesn't really have any pull for me. It doesn't draw me towards it at all. My son really enjoyed it. He kept coming upstairs yesterday and saying, hey, Dad, look at where I am in the game. Look at where I am in the game. It was cool. Pokemon Quest, I think, is a good game. I think it would be much better to play on your phone, and I already talked about that, but I must be in the minority because Pokemon Quest has already, according to a tweet via, let's see, at Poke_Times, it has already been downloaded over 1 million times. Holy crackers. That game has been downloaded over 1 million times. What, it came out on Thursday? That is absolutely bananas. So congratulations to the Pokemon Company for that, and nice job. I think there's a lot of people that are going to enjoy it. Let's take a look at chat. Helsing Interviews says, I love Pokemon games. T. Mussington says, that game is very different. Doesn't feel like a full Pokemon game yet. It's not a full Pokemon game. It is something completely different, but it's also kind of fun. Carlioto says, Nintendo will need to do something with the eShop. I was shopping for my daughter and saw a strange full-motion Japanese game that looked like soft porn. Really, Carlioto? That is upsetting to me. Helsing Interviews says, I only use the PS4 Pro. All right. Well, that Pokemon game is doing really, really well. And by the way, Helsing Interviews, if you're a PS4 fan, I just did a first look of a game over on my YouTube channel, and I think it's called Survive Mr. Cube, and the video came out today, so you might want to check that out. I will put the link in the show notes afterwards, but if you just go to RunJumpStomp or youtube.com/RunJumpStomp, it'll be like one of the most recent videos that I posted. But it's Survive Mr. Cube, and it's like a little roguelike game, and it's actually pretty fun. Okay, let's see. Before we get out of here, I want to read a review. I got a review over on Apple Podcasts from Captain Keller. He reviewed the show. He gave it 5 stars, and he says, RJS is a Nintendo staple for news. That RJS is Run Jump Stomp, if you didn't know. I lost it. I've been listening to Bill for well over a year and deliver constant, up-to-date Nintendo news, and in all that time, I've never been disappointed. Supported by a great community. You're right there. This community is fantastic. And speaking with an open mind, Bill dishes out the headlines 3 times a week. There are many Nintendo podcasts out there, but very few are solo and updated 3 times a week with such consistency. I love finding out about everything going on with Nintendo from Bill's perspective. If it took you till the end of this review to make up your mind, you're a lost soul at sea, and Bill is the burning beacon. Man, oh man. Thank you very much, Captain Keller, for the review. And if you guys didn't know, Captain Keller also has a podcast. He was here at the beginning of the show, and he's Captain Logan in chat. And Captain Logan does a podcast for Sea of Thieves, which is an Xbox game. I can't remember the name of the podcast off the top of my head, but it's probably, I can't imagine that there's a lot of Sea of Thieves podcasts out there. I remember now. It's called Keelhauled. So make sure you check that out. And thank you very much for that 5-star review, Captain Keller. I appreciate it. I'm going to read the 5-star reviews on the show. If it's not a 5-star review, guess what? I read it. I'm just not going to read it on the show because it's, sometimes the people who give the low-star reviews are kind of rude. But I take all of your feedback, and even though you give a 3 or a 2 or a 1-star review, I have made changes to the show based on things that people who have been critical of the show have said. So make sure that you go to iTunes and review it and tell me what you think of the show. In addition to reviewing the show, there's a lot of other ways that you can get a hold of me. You can email me at runjumpstomp@gmail.com. You can join our Discord over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. You can call and leave a voicemail at, I can't remember the phone number right now. Oh my gosh, it's 560-RUN-JUMP? 260-RUN-JUMP. It's 260-RUN-JUMP. That's 260-786-5867. You can shout at me on Twitter at RunJumpStomp. And don't forget, we've got that contest going right now. If you want to earn a free $60 eShop credit, make sure that you head on over to runjumpstomp.com/giveaway and sign up for the giveaway, just as a thank you to everybody for the 200,000th download. Don't forget, if you want to watch the full show, you can either come watch live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp, or if you can't watch live because, hey, you've got things to do, you're a busy person, then make sure that you swing by youtube.com/runjumpstomp, and you can watch the full show after the fact. I usually cut out stuff or don't record everything and smash it together for the audio version of the podcast. Finally, if you're looking for ways to support my content, head on over to runjumpstomp.com/thank you. Big thanks to everybody who's already helped out over there. And finally, a big thank you to the live chat. The show would not be the same without you. Kodiak Moonwolf, Vaxer, Awate86, Backback B, Carlioto, Commander Root, DJ Three Stripes, Helsing Interviews, Derpy Derp, Hopple _ Kimbalina66, Link 31254, Lumberjoke 2, Official Super Nerd, I love that name, Snake Eyes 97, TF Wagner, Virgo Pros, and What Kind of Name is Ruari, who is Rory, by the way. He's a streamer that I like to watch, and he hasn't been streaming much lately, but he just started up again, so make sure that you watch him. And then finally, Wyvern Ripsnarl as well. Thank you to Link31254 for subscribing using Twitch Prime. That's one way that you can support the show, is subscribe via Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for 11 months in a row of that. And thank you to all the people who followed the channel. I'm out of here, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. All right, guys, I have got to go. See you later, YouTube. Adios.